Hey guys, Mike the Gaming Dad here and welcome back to the channel. Today is the launch of Starfield's much anticipated first major story expansion, the Shattered Space DLC. Now if you've played Starfield, you'll know that it's split between heavily detailed, handcrafted planets where major storylines take place, and procedurally generated worlds to help give the impression and feel of a plentiful galaxy full of planets and moons. This, rightly or wrongly, drew criticism from the community. What Bethesda have been quick to mention with Shattered Space is, it all takes place on one handcrafted world. Yes, that is correct. All of the quests, all of the NPCs, all of the locations to discover, all in one intricately designed environment, which immediately feels like a step into more familiar territory for Bethesda. In Shattered Space, that world is Va'ruun Kai, the home world of House Va'ruun, a strange and mysterious serpent-worshipping cult. And the trailer contains lots of distorted vision, low lighting and hallucinations which help create an environment that to me is designed to feel oppressive.
All must serve. All must serve. All must serve. Set me free. All must serve.
And what I love from the trailer content is how dark and sinister this DLC feels. Most of Starfield's base game felt very safe. Now with Shattered Space, Bethesda has gone down a very different and deliberate path. The atmosphere is dark, combat will happen in closed spaces, and it looks like enemies will ambush the player as well. The planet is overall alien and very unwelcoming.
The fate of our house was written among the stars. The Great Serpent tells us there is nothing to fear.
Do not
At least, not for those who walk the path. You will rise as Va'ruun.
Now I'm really excited to give this one a go, so let's dive in and play Shattered Space. So apparently to start this DLC, what we need to do is just grav jump to any star system that doesn't have a quest marker basically going on it, or a quest that will start in it. So let's just have a look. Let's just go to, I don't know, what's this one here? Numeria. Apparently what this will do is it'll just start immediately.
There is no record of a star
Here we go.
Something is not right.
This is Zealot on the Starfield Oracle. We are anomalous readings. Member crew have been compromised. Do not repeat. Not board.
There we go. Do not board. Well, yeah, we're gonna do that. Very ominous. Now we do get clips from this, I think, in the trailer. So I'm interested to see what that looks like.
Member crew have been compromised.
So we've got no grav on this star ship. I've brought Andrasia along with this. If you've watched the trailer or seen any of the promo material, someone actually said online on one of the trailers, it sounds like Andrasia is the one doing the voiceover on one of them. So yeah, maybe she is secret House of Va'ruun, serpent worshipper. So yeah, I thought we should bring her along. She felt like the obvious choice. Go through there.
Low gravity here. Less effort to move, but muscle memory may work against you.
Yeah, and generally harder to move around under Asia, so I'll have to get used to this. We got in here. Just random crafting stuff. I don't think there's going to be anything in there worthwhile picking up. We need to go through here. Ah, here we go. Yeah, this is one of the clips from the trailer. Oracle security. You are looking less than well, my friend.
I cannot give up.
Interesting. What's that? Sterile nanotubes. I'll take that. Well, this immediately feels quite, yeah, quite unsettling.
Hold on. You are strong. Concentrate. I'm trying, Surak, but it's getting worse. I can feel my mind slipping. Fragmenting. I'll become one of them. You have to get away from me. No, I will not leave you here. It's pointless. We share this fate. This is our end. The great... No. No, it's happening. Zealot, run. I can't stop it.
Gosh, he's like appeared now. Listen to Sirac. Let's grab all our stuff first.
Hopefully they amount to something.
Where's Sirac? Is that who was over here?
My mind turns against me. I must return to engineering and make one last attempt to restore the power.
Find the engineering bay controls, find Sirac's logs, none of 4, optional. Okay, so I thought they were was that we seen something that had happened maybe on the planet, but that sounds like they were on this ship. Maybe that one. Yeah, then this one. There we go. Just some credits. Right, Right, Andreja, go. Let's go try and find engineering. Don't block me in. No! Oh, Bethesda Games and companions getting in the way. Come on, Andreja. Let's not do this so early on. There we go, we've got round. Bethesda never change. Right, we did actually pick up, didn't we, inside. We picked up something, someone's log that we needed to, I think, maybe listen to or read. This one here, Basira's log. Great Serpent, there are so few of us left, and while I've spent my entire life in devotion to you, I find myself afraid of death, of what is to come. Perhaps we are the cliché, delving too deep into things better left unknown, paying the price for trying to glimpse too much. Forgive us our curiosity, our selfishness, our pride. We only wished to truly find you, but it seems we will still meet in the traditional way in death. That got us through the door, and then everything else I think is just... Ah, Varun Star Shard. Okay. One of the new weapons. Vortex Shard, and everything else is just a crafting component, so... Okay, so we need to find these, 4 of these logs. Oh dear. What is this thing? Yeah, we're not going to touch it. Looks to have infested the whole ship, whatever it is. Looks like there's someone... Is that a person? Oh, there's another one there. Oh no. Oh gosh. Not a fan of whatever that gun that one is firing. Varun Penumbra.
All is to phrase, is it not?
Let's have a look at all this stuff. Where's the other one that we killed? I don't know. Anyway, right, let's have a look around. Now, what have we got here? 2 mannequins. Calibrated shock troop spacesuit. And we've got anti-ballistic calibrated bounty hunter space helmet, calibrated bounty hunter spacesuit, and navigator pack. So this isn't like anything new. Settler adventurer hat. Deep seeker space helmet. Just random equipment. We'll make Andrasia carry all this. New boost pack. That must be that weapon that we were being shot at by Varun at Penumbra. That's Andrasia.
Hello. If there's anything you need.
Yes, we're going to make you carry lots of our stuff. Should have really done all this before we did this, started this, but YOLO.
Yes, we are done.
Right, what have we got in here? Ah, the first of the logs, Sirax log number 1.
This is Iraq Vital. Post-incident log. Something has gone horribly wrong. We were in orbit directly above Dasra, monitoring our current experiments when we experienced a sudden energy surge. I fear the source came from the city itself. It triggered our graph drive and shoved the Oracle to an unknown location. We thought members of the crew were somehow lost in the jump. But later, we were attacked by what I will refer to as Vortex Phantoms.
That's what's just attacked us.
I thought I recognized some of them. Could it be that the energy surge has somehow transformed them and warped their minds?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. This requires an ID card. Find an engineering bay access card. Okay. Right. Let's keep searching. What have we got here? Sirax log number 2.
This is Iraq Vital. Post-incident log. After the initial jump, areas of the Oracle have somehow been sectioned off by strange energy fields or barriers.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Allow no one to pass and are somehow able to repel, almost teleport, the trespasser back. I am certain these new fields are related to the Vortex Phantoms. Both resonate with the same energy pattern. The exact same pattern we were studying for Anasco's experiments. Something happened in Dasra. And if the situation is bad here, I fear for our brethren in the city.
Here we are, it's the first mention of Varun Kai. No.
Take what you must. Leave the rest for the scavengers.
Yeah, it's probably good advice really. We don't need to pick up all the manufacturing goods. Certainly feels sinister, this. I'm not a huge fan of the those voices we can hear. Where's that come from? I think we can get through there.
An effort was made to keep this place sustained without a need for frequent resupply. We need to get past these crates somehow.
Okay. Do that using these. Number 3, maybe. There we go. Pull them all out. Oh gosh, that one revealed someone. One Andrasia. These vortex shards are for, but I'm gonna grab them. So far we've only found 2 of the notes that we need to find. Well, that actually reminds me, we picked up another one, didn't we? Yeah, this one, Ibora's log. I'm writing this in what may be my final moments because Basira thought it might ease my mind, but I believe that that is an impossibility given the circumstances. After arguing with her for longer than I would like to admit, here I am, writing regardless. I believe I have come to accept my impending death. Perhaps my greater faith in the Great Serpent allows for this. My colleague Emerson has succumbed to his weakness and retreated to crew quarters. You would think our chief engineer would have a greater resolve. It is a good thing I am no warden, only a lowly scientist. Unlike many, I have no friends or family that will miss me, and the feeling is mutual. My one regret is not having the chance to complete the path of redemption one last time. Now that I have written some, I know for a fact that I will feel no better. I will, however, take great pleasure in telling Basira she was wrong.
Appears to have outweighed any considerations for privacy.
Communal bathrooms and showers. Yeah, what makes space combat or zero gravity combat hard is your own weapons. Yeah, send you flying backwards. So you kind of have to get used to the fact that you're gonna retreat at pace if you fire quickly. Find Nova Light. Interesting. I need to stop picking things up really, especially weapons. I've got far too many. So we don't need to come down this way. Professionals refined Orion. It's like a fancy weapon. We'll give that to Andreas to carry. I am going to just clear out our resources though, because I don't really need these for recording this anyway.
Yes, you need me? I am always... Goodbye.
Oh, I forgot here.
You have my attention.
No, not trying to touch you, just trying to pick that up.
Goodbye.
What's this? Engineering Bay access card. There we go. Right, so we still need to find 2 of Sirac's logs. We're running out of digipicks at this rate. Ah, we got one here. Sirac's log number 3.
Sirac vessel. Post-incident log. The Oracle has continued to jump. It is completely out of our control. Not only that, but I believe the initial surge of energy we experienced is transformative. With each passing day, more of the crew succumb to whatever residual energy we were exposed to. Most are instantly hostile, but we discovered some are able to retain a sense of self. At least, momentarily.
Yeah.
someone or something will clean up whatever's left behind.
It looked like more enemies potentially spawned through here. If I don't need to engage them, I won't. Oh, looks like they're maybe engaging us anyway. Yeah. Come on, Andreja, get in there. Nice work, Andreja. Did most of that for me. Get a good amount of experience from these. Not quite what you get from like a fox bat, but still not bad. Restore the Oracle to full power. We still need to get one of the... We've not found the fourth log yet, have we? Warning, station is utilising emergency power. Safety protocol 12.5 enacted. Due to a power surge, the secondary power cell has been ejected to prevent catastrophic failure. The secondary power cell must be reconnected to restore full power. Secondary power cell will be reconnected. Please ensure all personnel are clear of the conduit area. By selecting confirm to continue, you are verifying the power array has been cleared. Yep. Listen to Sirac.
One of the power cells dislodged in the last jump. The gravity. Restoring the gravity may pull the cell into place. If I can get to the control room, if I can just... No! They are coming!
Dean Bosovich. Dean's log. Let's give that a listen to. I'll read. As I write this, there are 3 of us left, Sirac, Basira and myself. We have all accepted the inevitable, that either we're destined to fall victim to these vortex phantoms, as Sirac calls them, or we're destined to become them. I pray it's the latter. One final step into the unknown. The mortal aspect of me fears the change, but the scientific aspect hopes to embrace it. To my fellow scientists and loved ones, do not mourn me, know that I've brought witness to unimaginable things here. My only regret is not having the tools to properly study them, but as I said, death is upon me and all mysteries are soon to be solved. Yeah, med packs, that's something I do need. Find an alternate path to reach the gravity controls. Okay. Can we get through here? Probably not. What's this? Ah, Sirac's log number 4.
This is Sirac Vital. Post-incident log. I am one of the few remaining unaffected crew on the Oracle. Nadine, Basira, and Taras are the only others I was able to find. I fear it is just a matter of time before we succumb to this energy discerning the others. How long will we last? And will my mind be strong enough to hold out when my time comes? Basira and I have programmed the Oracle to return to Varun Kai's orbit once it is able. All of our research will automatically be transmitted the moment we are within Dasra's range. I pray our work here was not in vain.
Gosh, look at this place. Where is my follower, Andrasia? I'm kind of worried we're on our own.
Controls! Why will they not respond to me? Work, damn you!
Due to safety protocol 12.5, gravity is being disabled for energy conservation. Enable gravity? Can we do that?
Warning. Gravity procedure initiated. Please check your surroundings to ensure personal safety. Restoring gravity in 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Restore gravity. Done. Return to the engineering bay. Controls to restore power. Ah, Andrasia. Down there. Yeah. Due to a power surge, the secondary power cell has been ejected to prevent catastrophic failure. The secondary power cell must be reconnected. Yeah, that's what we did before, isn't it? Head to the operations center.
Power cell connected. Report to operations for system reboot.
vortex phantoms. Where did they go? Something is wrong. No! Not now!
Prepare yourself,
I
Andrasia.
have to hold on!
Extra ammunition is always welcome if they have any. We have scared them off, it seems.
I don't think there's anything for us to pick up down here, Andrasia. Let's just loot these guys and then carry on. And I don't need that. Warning, station is utilising emergency power. Mainframe reboot is required to reinstate proper function. System mainframe reboot initiated. Please stand by.
Mainframe reboot initiated. Commencing protocol.
This is going to take us to Varun Kai.
Station lockdown completed. All major systems on standby. Mainframe reboot completed. Warning, station jump procedure initiated. Please check your surroundings to ensure personal safety. Jump in 3, 2, 1. Execute. Jump completed. Station lockdown released. Initiating data transfer. Incoming transmission.
This is Dasra calling the Oracle station. We've received your transmission. Your orders are to send a representative down here immediately. It appears we have much to discuss.
Poor Sirach. So close to seeing their efforts realized.
Yeah, there we go. What remains completed. Let's get down to Varun Kai and start the promised Broken. That like heavy breathing, talking's back, which is a sign for me to get out of here. Not over encumbered, am I? No, pretty close, but I do need to level up actually, don't I? Let's go with more rifle damage. So this is Varun Kai. Wow, look at that. Ominous looking planet, isn't it? Or moon. Moon of... Oh no, sorry, yeah, it's a moon. Moon of Kavnik 1. Let's just go back. Ah, so this is a system. Kavnik is a gas giant with 3 moons. Kavnik 1C is hot. 1A is deep freeze, randomly. And 1B, Kavnik, is temperate. Then we've got another gas giant over here with 5 moons that are mainly all cold. All 5 are cold. Right, Dazra.
Hold very still and choose your words carefully. They will determine how long you live.
Please, we are not a threat. We are trying to help.
You have no right to be here. You will tell me how you found this place.
I found your wayward star station, the Oracle. This was an accident. I was just responding to a distress call, or where am I? Let's go with option 1.
But it was lost. All communication ceased. There was no sign of it.
Something clearly went wrong. I'm afraid there were no survivors. I've never seen a station with a grav drive installed. I'm afraid there were no survivors.
We had feared as much, but it is good to know for certain. Forris, I think we need not fear our guest. Perhaps, in this time of need, the Great Serpent has delivered us a gift.
Counselor, with due respect, we have not had unannounced visitors here in generations. It is a clear breach of security.
I do not disagree, and I know that security, in whatever small form we can grasp it, is of paramount importance. But you must acknowledge the timing is curious. And perhaps our guest's intent should be determined before we take further action.
Your station brought me here. It jumped while my ship was docked. This was an accident. I didn't mean to wind up here. I don't respond well to having a gun aimed at me. Let's just forget any of this happened and I'll be on my way. No. Let's go with option 1.
We received the automated transmission, but you are certainly not who we expected to find.
Great Serpent,
What's happening again?
hear me.
Speaker, we are here!
We have reached out to you to seek guidance in our hour of need. Oh, Great Serpent, is that you? Is it your presence I feel?
Are you okay? Who are you?
I feel something, yet I see nothing. Is this a test? What do you require of me?
I'm right here.
Great Serpent, I have done all that I can. The scaled citadel itself has been transformed to petition you. I know that all must serve, but I need more. I require guidance. Take pity on us and reveal the way forward.
Well, that was strange.
Our leader, Anasko Varun, he has appeared like this over and over. So many of our people have been trapped in this state, these vortex phantoms. But usually they are hostile and lash out. Anasko is different. If only we could hear his voice, some reassurance that all is not lost.
He sounds plenty lost himself. He doesn't seem to be able to see us. He didn't respond to me. Let's go with that one.
What do you mean? Despite the sightings, none have heard the word from Anasko in all this time, yet you claim to. Do not toy with me. Not about this. If you speak truth, you must prove it. What did he say?
Almost something about a citadel and a transformation. He's trying to contact the Great Serpent, but something is wrong. He sounds lost. I wasn't really paying attention. Let's go with option 3.
Aye, the Serpent.
I heard nothing. He said that?
It is no joke. The experiment was a secret, even to many of our own people. Truly, you did hear Anasko. You have been chosen.
It's an interesting getup you've got here.
People of House Varun, hear me. We have asked the Great Serpent for deliverance from our calamity, and he has answered us. This outsider has been chosen as the most unlikely vessel for the Great Serpent's divine providence, and he will help save us all.
It's quite a bold claim.
Outsider, please. There is no denying you have been sent here as a sign. You must help us. But there are precepts that must be followed, principles that must be obeyed. Even in these dire circumstances, we cannot turn from Jinan Varun's teachings. You will be granted safe passage through Dazra and the lands beyond. No harm will come to you. On that, you have my word. You even have my assurance that your compatriot here will also remain unharmed. But to truly aid us, you must become part of House Varun. This is not a thing done lightly, and it cannot be taken back.
Here we go.
Will you commit to helping us by becoming one of the promised?
I wonder if this is different if you have chosen House Varun. You know, at the start where you can pick 3 character traits. I haven't in this, so I'll be interested to see if that plays out differently. You people are always trying to kill me. Why would I help you? What exactly am I signing up for? What do you want from me? What do you mean the promised? I'm not agreeing to anything right now. What do you mean the promised?
We, the people of House Varun, are the promised. The Great Serpent has blessed us with knowledge of the future and our place in it. Our service to him guarantees us a place in the new worlds he will create when he returns to enshroud the universe. A greater gift could not be bestowed upon you.
Your people are always trying to kill me. Why would I help you?
You must mean the Zealots. I assure you, they do not represent House Varun. We do not engage with the settled systems. They would attack us just as soon as you or anyone else. And they would certainly never extend an offer to join them, as I do now in this time.
Ah, so you claim to be something different.
So, will you?
I'll go on then, why not? Let's just get this over with.
Excellent. Please, come with me. Forgive me for not introducing myself. I am Malibor Dulkev, a member of the High Council of House Varun. I have been asked to represent the Council in this moment. Please, enter our city. You have my word that you will not be harmed. I would ask that until you have become promised, you avoid the citizens of Dasra. They are not used to outsiders.
Okay.
Open the gate! Must have been revealed now. Surely you saw the scaled citadel as you arrived. It was the center of an explosion of sorts that has annihilated most of our city. We have lost many of our brothers and sisters. I believe we are still in danger.
Council, what is the meaning of this?
Is there a problem, Makula?
The city is in shambles, the speaker is missing, and here you are leading some outsider through our sacred space? Why allow this husk to defile our city? Have we not lost enough?
Have faith. I believe this outsider was guided here by the Great Serpent himself. And soon, Serpent willing, they will be one of us. But I can be sure and pass your concerns on to the rest of the High Council, if you wish. I apologize for the interruption. There is a ritual intended for converts to the Promised that has not been performed in generations. We are fortunate that there are those still alive who remember the old ways and have remained prepared for such a moment as this. Herald Inaza. I suspected we might find you here waiting.
I saw the ship landing. I knew immediately that I would be needed.
Indeed you are. This is Ekris Kaisir, Herald of the Serpent. She will guide you through the ritual. I am needed elsewhere, but I assure you that you are in good hands.
Does Andreja need to come as well? Or am I doing this alone?
So, the Great Serpent sends you to me. No husk that walk the Serpent's path. To enter this sacred cave, there is no turning back. You will be forever changed. This is a path you must walk of your own free will, alone. Will you step forward and emerge anointed, one of the Promised?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Then enter, and I shall guide you along the Serpent's path. For this is a journey you must undertake alone. Your escort cannot follow.
This is a profound step for you. Do not worry. You have nothing to fear.
You must walk the path.
You sound like you've already walked it, Andreja.
Guide you along your way. I will await you at the end of the Serpent's path.
Okay.
Before House Varun, there were humans. First on Earth, then scattered among the stars. And like all humans, they were lost souls, wandering in the dark, looking for a past. One particular colony ship housed several hundred of these souls. They were each alone and isolated, individual tiny flames that could be snuffed out at a moment's notice. But Jinan encountered the Great Serpent and was given the gift of knowledge. He shared his knowledge with those around him and lit the way for them. They followed his guidance and his light, and they cast aside the burdens of their former lives. And thus, House Varun was born. Now you too have the chance to cast aside your burdens, to relieve yourself of anything that holds you back.
Cast aside your burdens. Oh, we need to chuck something in. Let's chuck that weapon in that I just picked up. Chuck in some mines. Carrying a lot of rubbish, aren't I? Sarah's commitment gift from when we got married. Oh, that would be funny. Sorry, Sarah. We are done.
The people's hopes and fears and dreams were entrusted to the Great Serpent. They made the leap of faith that brought House Varun to greatness. You may now follow in their footsteps and take that same leap. Embrace the Great Serpent, and he will embrace you.
Make a leap of faith. Okay. I don't think he embraced me, I think my backpack did. Unless I wasn't supposed to press that. I suppose that wasn't really a leap of faith, was it, when I went for my backpack immediately as I was falling.
The people of House Varun settled this world, at first in these very caves. Jinan Varun himself slept among them in these shelters. It was here that he spread the word of the serpent. It was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of their place in the universe. And it was here that the people of House Varun first understood the truth of the shrouding. The Great Serpent's return. He will encircle the universe he created, and all those who do not follow will be cast into shadow. And the people weighed this knowledge against their former lives, and saw how they had been blessed despite the difficult new life that awaited them. You too would do well to feel that solace amidst the pain.
Optional, contemplate the shrouding. Meditate. Memorial plaque. The dwelling of Jinan Varun. In these humble quarters in the first year of settlement resided speaker Jinan Varun, chosen of the Great Serpent. Explorer power pack. It's got a master safe. Can we get in that? I've got some auto slots here. Should probably use them for a master, really. I can work that out the next one out myself. I don't think it will be that one. Let's use another auto slot. How can it be a 1? How can there be a 1 there even when we don't have one? That's weird. Let's try again. Hey, we made it. What does it contain? Anything worthwhile having? A portable CD player. Modified, refined, old earth hunting rifle. With armor-piercing rounds. Sounds like a nice weapon. Sorry for raiding your quarters, but... they'll sleep. Do love a mullet in this game, don't they? Ping pong table. They weren't short on home comforts, were they? See if there's anything in the toilets. When you've come to this game from the Fallout universe, there is always something on the toilets. Oh, Digibit, good. I was beginning to worry we were going to run out. keep going. Don't think there's anything else worthwhile to pick up in here. Weapons workbench there.
Until that day comes, we are the voice and the hands of the Great Serpent. Our every act a sacrifice to hasten his return. Make now a sacrifice to prove your devotion. And remember, whether in life or in death, all must serve.
Sacrifice the groat. Felt like that would probably have been more ceremonial if I had like a melee weapon, but I don't. At least it worked.
Let us begin the final ritual. While none since none of the room have stood before the Great Serpent, we can all feel his presence. To solidify his bond, you are presented with a simple choice. Before you on this dais are several items. They represent different aspects of House Varun's connection to the Great Serpent. Pick the two that call to you. Place them on the altars. Offerings to the Great Serpent that he may fill you with his spirit and make you promise.
Interesting, so you've got a choice of 4 here and you can pick 2. So we've got perseverance, strength, obedience, and devotion. Let's go with strength and perseverance.
And so you arise, one of the promised of House Varun. Did you feel the Great Serpent working within you? Do you feel born anew?
I exist only to serve the Great Serpent. I just want to help. I'll do what I need to, even if I don't believe in it. I feel the same as I did before. Oh, this was a waste of time. Yeah, I feel the same as I did before.
Through strength and perseverance, House Varun will triumph over all that stands in its way. I grant you the title of Vindicator. All will know you. All will trust you. Above us, in the grand ship morning, jewel of the Varun fleet, the High Council awaits your arrival. Serve them. Serve the Great Serpent. All must serve.
There we go. Talk to Malibor. Dukef. Got more stuff we need to drop off with Andrasia as well.
Something?
Yes. Let's trade gear. I'm gonna load you up with more stuff. Well, I look at this. Might use that myself.
Right.
Interesting that you can pick different things. I'm gonna guess that later on down the line, maybe they determine maybe certain skills you get or certain paths you've got to go down. The way we're supposed to go. It would have seemed so. Morning ship cockpit. Normally it tells you which one you're supposed to pick there. Ah, yeah, here we are.
How may I assist you? Welcome, Vindicator.
Ah, so you've heard.
Before what remains of the High Council, advisors to Anasko Varun. We are all that is left after the disaster that has befallen our people. I represent House Dulkef. Jamal is from House Kadik, and we are joined by Lovek of House Vital. We are, all of us, hopeful that your arrival in Dazra and your clear connection to Anasko Varun, for the first time in weeks, represent some semblance of hope.
Interesting, so we've got different houses here, and the guy who was a vision when we first arrived was like the, I guess, supreme leader, wasn't he? So I feel a power struggle going on if we've got different houses. What's with all the houses? Aren't you all House Varun?
Collectively, we unite under the banner of House Varun, pledged to follow Jinan Varun and his descendants. But our society is not a monolith. Jinan, in his wisdom, shepherded the first of us into families that we might grow and prosper. Our 3 families have for generations now helped to govern the people of House Varun, and offer counsel to our leader.
Okay. Someone needs to start explaining what's going on.
I understand. Until you were one of us, we could not trust you.
By all means, Malibor. I can't wait to see how you spend this.
Please, can we just for a moment?
Can we just for a moment what? Discuss whether or not to allow the first convert to House Varun since before any of us were born? A bit late on that, it seems.
You were not there. You did not see Anasko. It felt different. We have already wasted so much time.
You're correct. I was not there. Because you elected to travel to the spaceport on your own. And then decided this on your own.
Do not waste time with more bickering. Anasko, and by extension House Varun, suffers with every passing moment.
Of course, Lovek. My apologies. Please, Malibor. Do go on.
Anasko Varun, like his father before him, has relied on the teachings of Jinan to guide us. Anasko wondered if perhaps it was time to seek guidance directly from the Great Serpent, and so sought a means of reaching out.
Perhaps he found the teachings inadequate.
Careful, Kadik. You tread on dangerous ground.
I mean nothing by it. We simply were never consulted on the matter and do not know the full motive.
The point is that a series of experiments have taken place over the years, utilizing grav drive technology to hopefully make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
We do not know what happened. We were not inside the scaled citadel at the time.
Had we been, we wouldn't be standing here now. We'd be like the rest of them.
A great tide of energy emanated from the scaled citadel and swept across Dasra. Much was destroyed in its wake. Those caught in the blast have been left in a state of confusion, trapped halfway between our universe and the vortex. The citadel itself remains in such a state. Right there and yet beyond our reach. We can only assume that the experiment is still running, somehow preventing us from entering the citadel. We cannot get in, so we cannot stop it. We're beginning to lose hope before you arrived.
The vortex, what is that?
Forgive me, I am no scientist, but as it has been explained to me, what we call the vortex is the space between universes.
How long ago did this happen?
It has only been a few weeks.
Wow, okay.
There had been efforts to put together some kind of response, some plan. But they had fallen apart.
Right, okay. Tell me how I fit into this.
Your arrival and your interaction with Anasco shows that he can still be saved. A plan had been devised to access the Citadel, but the work stalled. Clearly, it is time to move forward with it. The current head of our science team, Ekris, should be in Jinan Plaza down below us, towards the Citadel. Tell him about your experience with Anasco, and that work on the morning device must proceed.
Okay, right. We have a new objective.
You would speak with me?
Should we read these? As per the Council's request, an assessment of House Varun operations in the aftermath of the Citadel incident follows. All structures in the immediate vicinity of the scaled Citadel are gone, including the Halls of Authority. All major Ministry operations have relocated and are operating off of record backups and emergency supplies funding. Administrative personnel losses are still being totaled. Most key figures were present in the Citadel at the time of the incident and are presumed missing or dead. Science team hit hardest, notable exception of Ekris Kaisir. Military and security forces heavily affected. Minimal personnel presence is being maintained within Dasra, with personnel being reassigned from outlying areas. Rumours of mass desertions are being actively countered. Supply chain disruptions have drained already low reserves. Ministry of Commerce is attempting to compensate by establishing new connections, but time delay will exacerbate already low stockpiles. Yeah, it sounds like they're on the verge of collapse, doesn't it? Herald Inaza has brought to my attention a disturbing matter. There has been discussion of eliminating the funding to maintain and preserve the Serpent's Path in the latest proposed budget. I find this surprising given the paltry amount requested and the significance of the location. It should be enough that the cave is a key piece of our shared heritage. Were it not for those caves, none of us would be here today. But if all goes to plan, in the coming months we may be able to thank the Great Serpent himself for a new wave of recruits to our cause. The Serpent's Path may yet again be needed for its original purpose. I am confident that the Council will make the right decision, and if the funding cannot be secured, I will be more than happy to personally take a close look at the budget to see what areas might be trimmed in order to free up funds. Anasco.
Do you know the scientists out at Hamadi Station?
The old married couple? Azad and Shireen, if I remember right.
Thought they were talking to me then.
I've met them a few times.
I'll look into the mullet.
They seemed a little eccentric, but were otherwise quite nice.
That's them, yes. They're apparently looking for some help with their research.
It's a very moody looking moon, isn't it?
Has them trouble.
Good luck finding
unlike anything we've kind of seen before.
Indeed. Yet the Serpent provides for the faithful.
I'm assuming that's the great vortex that's surrounding the Citadel.
Hard to accept.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Goods exchange. Oh, so we've got like shops and amenities that we can visit. Stop the argument in Jinan Plaza. Oh, is this a side mission? The duel. Let's just check this out.
You should be hanging your head for shame, but instead here you are, acting like a common fool.
Borhal, calm down. Do not do this here.
What? What do you want?
You're causing a scene. Take this argument somewhere else. Break it up. Nobody wants to hear this. Now, what's going on here? Let's try that first before we get everyone's backs up.
This does not concern you.
Please accept my apologies. I caught my brother attempting to do something unspeakable, and I could not contain my anger.
Oh yes, go on. Invite a total stranger into our family squabbles.
This is no squabble, you pompous fool. What you have done today is abhorrent. I can forgive stealing my money or pawning my valuables. What I cannot abide, however, is you attempting to some mother's urn with her remains still within.
Jeez.
I have done many things I am not proud of, but I have never stooped as low as that.
So you're right, Andresia. Times are tough, I guess. Yeah, that is awful.
I was drunk. I did not know. All of those vases appeared the same.
It is an urn, not a vase, you ignoramus. And you were the one who chose it when Mother passed away. I am tired of your
The tattoos are
shamelessness,
interesting, aren't they?
And I am done
Very
bearing
in
what
those
should
like
be
all
your
black
indignity.
ones at the minute.
Do you hear me? I am done. You have gone too far.
Can't say I'm a
this
fan
time,
personally, but
and I cannot bear the humiliation of being your brother any longer. I challenge you to a duel. Danica shall be my second.
hang on a minute.
What? Are you mad?
Borhal, are you sure? There is already so much death in the city. What good would this do? There has to be another way.
Too late, Danica. He has issued his challenge. I accept. In fact...
No. This isn't what we were supposed to be doing. We were supposed to be splitting this up.
You shall be my second.
Hang on a minute. I'll need someone to show me the ropes, though. I'm not getting involved in this. What? Why me? Is there some other way we can resolve this? I don't even know what a second is. What is that? What's in it for me? Is there some other way we can resolve this?
No. I believe we have just passed the point of no return.
I would not have proposed the duel unless I were fully committed to it. I am well past the point of compromising.
I'm not getting involved in this. We were supposed to try and break this up, weren't we?
Oh, that will pose a problem. You see, Borhal is a stickler for tradition. Apologies, dear brother, but it seems that your precious duel will have to wait, as I have no second to aid me.
It is true that the duel cannot commence until Amila acquires a second. This delay may be significant, as Amila has no one willing to aid him, including you, I suppose. I assure you, you will be rewarded greatly if you do this, no matter the outcome, so I expect you will change your mind. I ask that you do so quickly. Do you truly have no shame, Amila?
Agree to
No
be
shame
Amila's
at all.
second. Oh, so do we have to actually do this? Well, I guess we do then.
What you have
Okay,
done
let's
goes
go. Let's
beyond
go with it.
disgraceful. It is more...
Well, look who is back. Change your mind? Borhal will be pleased. He is so very eager to kill me.
I don't even know what a second is. What is that? I mean, I kind of guess what it is, but yeah, let's just go with it. Play dumb.
Our job is to make preparations and ensure fairness on both sides. We shall have different duties between the two of us, but our aim is to prepare the site of the duel, weapons, ceremonies, and discourage any ambushes.
Okay, yeah. Show me the ropes.
Then it is settled. Outsider, you will work alongside Danica to prepare for the duel. As for you, Amila, enjoy these last few moments. For when we next meet, your shameful life ends.
Do not sound so confident, brother.
Their family home is this way. It is not far. We can discuss the matters there.
This isn't how I envisaged this would go down.
As seconds, it is our duty to prepare for the duel and ensure fairness. I am sorry that you have found yourself in this situation. But know that you are doing Amila a great favor. He truly has no one else who would be willing to do this for him. He has burned.
Is he really that much of a lowlife?
It seems that after years of suffering Amila's embarrassments, Borhall has reached the boiling point. But still, to challenge your brother to a duel. I pray that we will be able to work towards a peaceful resolution before it's too late.
Hopefully, yeah. We're going here?
Great Serpent, give me the strength to do what must be done.
You want to eat it now?
Where's he off to? The bar? Herald's Rest. It looks like he is as well. Get himself a last drink.
I do not know what to do.
This is it. Shall we begin our duties?
Yeah, go on then.
Are you ready to discuss our roles?
Let's do it. They aren't serious, right? There isn't actually going to be a duel.
Oh, they are deadly serious. Borhall would have not dared to challenge Amila if not. The Odlum family has held duels in the past. It is something of a family tradition.
Ah, so they kill each other when they fall out. Brilliant. Why have they held duels before?
Yes, there was a duel between their two great-grandfathers, I believe. From what Borhall has told me, it began as a property dispute. Their uncle died in a duel after being challenged by their grandfather. He was accused of stealing family heirlooms. History, it seems, repeats itself.
Okay. Yeah, this family has an unfortunate and violent history.
Yes, and it seems that the cycle will continue. Unless you are able to get the brothers to agree to a peaceful resolution.
Okay, yeah, well, let's hope that opportunity arises.
Very good. Let us begin. Your primary duty as Amila's second is to work with the brothers and see if a peaceful conclusion is possible. Namely, if Amila apologizes to Borhall and he accepts, the duel may not move forward. As for me, I will be procuring the weapons for the duel and the materials for the preceding ceremony. Borhall, as challenger, reserves the right to choose the weapons, and he has chosen blades. Do you have any concerns?
Blades, nasty. From what I've heard, Amila is a drunkard. Amila doesn't stand a chance against Borhall in a duel with blades. Yeah, I'll go with that.
I will note your concern, but know that Borhall has the final say. If that is all, we will break here and see to our duties. Before that, though, I know that this duel is foolish. I am sorry you got pulled into this. I will try and find another peaceful solution to this problem, should you be unsuccessful in convincing them to call it off.
Wait, Borhall has the right to choose the weapon. Does Amila have the right to anything? Our duels commonplace in Vroom culture. Sorry, what am I supposed to do again? Let's go with that second option.
Amila has the right to deliver a genuine apology to Borhall and stop this duel before it commences. The odds of him doing so, however, are low. The Odlum brothers, like their ancestors, are stubborn and prideful.
Okay, right. Let's get going.
Report back to me when you have spoken with the brothers. We will discuss your secondary duty then.
So we're probably going to get a persuasion attempt. But what do we reckon that persuasion attempt ends up being unsuccessful? I was going to sleep.
I see why Anasco spoke to you. You seem a charitable soul.
What's this? Regarding inheritance. Borhal, please accept my condolences on the death of your mother. She was a great woman, a model citizen, and a generous benefactor. As you well know, benevolent even in death, she has left a parting gift to you, her firstborn. I do worry how your mother's death will affect Emila. It is unfair, but it falls to you to look after him now, discipline him, and keep him out of trouble. Your mother and father were hard on him out of necessity. They did what they did out of love, in hopes to turn him into a worthy heir to the family's fortune. Sadly, it seems they did not succeed. So, unfortunately, Emila cannot be trusted with your parents' wealth, and your mother has left all of her belongings and capital to you, Borhal. I understand that this may be a shock and that Emila will inevitably resent this decision, but it was a wise one. Do not let Emila manipulate you into relinquishing any of this. Your mother and father were adamant that this is your money and yours alone. Great Serpent be with you in this time of mourning. Zarina Mia, Executor. Interesting. Ah, well, we know why this guy's chosen blades. It seems to be all he's got. Kind of feel like he knows how he's got the best way of killing his brother. Let's talk to him anyway.
What is it? I need to prepare.
I'm just here because Danica told me I need to be. I think the duel should move forward. You should call the duel off. You'll end up regretting it if you don't. Yeah, maybe.
I will do no such thing, and will feel no regrets in avenging Emila's constant dishonors. I have given him every chance, every credit. I have begged him to turn himself around. But instead, it has been endless years of dishonor and pain. Damn him. I should have known years ago that this would be the only way things would end.
Seems like your mind is made up, so I'll leave you to it. One way or another, you won't have to worry about him soon. Wow. I want to ask you some more personal questions. What would it take for you to call off the duel? If you knew it would end like this, why didn't you intervene? What would it take for you to call off the duel?
There is nothing that could lead me to calling it off. An apology from Emila is worthless. He always falls right back into his old ways. There is no apology grand enough to make up for nearly trading your late mother's remains to fund an addiction. That is inconceivable.
I kind of agree with you, but I mean, he's still your brother. Isn't it against the rules for you not to accept an apology from Emila? Well, she did say he was a stickler for the rules, so maybe we can bend him.
It would be, if Emila weren't a habitual liar, deceiver, and cheater. As I said before, an apology from him is less than worthless. He has apologized countless times for a decade, only to continue stabbing me in the back.
He seems made up, doesn't he? I'll try this one last option. If you knew it would end like this, why didn't you intervene?
Do you think I wanted this to happen? I tried to stop this downward spiral countless times. It was like saving someone from drowning, only for them to leap back into the ocean. Emila refuses to be helped, and he is determined to take me and the family name down with him.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's going to change his mind.
No, you are not my second.
Andrasia. So we let Andrasia answer. Show some respect and answer the questions.
Show a modicum of respect and answer the questions.
Yes. My apologies. You are right. Forgive my ignorance. I will answer any questions you have for me.
Do you hate your brother?
I do not hate him. I do not love him either. And I can no longer tolerate him. I am sure Amila will spin a tale about his hard life. But the truth is that he has always been a miscreant and a troublemaker. But when Father moved to strike him, who dove in front of the blows? When Mother would not feed him, who sacrificed their food? It was me. It was always me. How does he repay me? He steals my valuables, slanders my name, and brings dishonor on the family. Any affection I had for my brother is long dead.
Jeez. In your mind, what caused the rift between you two? Well, I kind of get that impression that it goes a long way back.
The Koza ruined him. Once he began living at the bottom of a bottle, everything changed. I am just exhausted by him. It is exhausting to constantly be blamed by him for all of his problems, while always being expected to forgive and help him when he demands.
You mentioned Koza, what is that? I'm going to assume that's a drink that they sell in that bar. What was your relationship with Amila like before his addiction?
We were never the closest of brothers, as our personalities are just so different. But we were close enough. He was a free spirit, which irked my parents. Honestly, I respected him a lot. He was unbreakable, even though the world was not always kind to him. He was funny, kind, and he always was trying to cheer me up, even if I had nothing to be sad about. The Amila you know now is not my brother. My brother may as well have died years ago. The Amila walking around today is nothing like what he used to be.
Sounds like we need to try and get him through his addiction, to be honest with you. What all have you done to support Amila through his hardships? That doesn't read right.
I have done everything, and he has left me with nothing. He comes begging for money, so I gave it to him. Then he comes begging for my items to pawn, so I sacrifice them. And then he comes screaming to me that I hate him, that I have done nothing to help him. All of this for a decade now. I would lay by his side every night praying that he would not choke on his own vomit. But in the mornings when I would throw away his bottles of Koza, he would fight me like a monster. I used to take such pride in giving to the community, and in using my privileged position to help the less fortunate in the city. But I can no longer do that, as Amila has taken nearly every cent from me. I have sacrificed my entire purpose for living in the hopes that Amila would get better. And he never does.
Right, the $1 million question. Would you be happy if Amila died?
No, Great Serpent, no. I will take no pleasure in his death. However, I may admittedly feel relief. I will mourn the loss of my brother. The brother he used to be, at least. And I will pray that his restless soul finds comfort with the Great Serpent.
Okay, you mentioned Koza. What is that? Let's just find out.
An alcohol made from goat milk. Amila is absolutely dependent on it, and his wife was too. The damn stuff rots your brain, I swear. He has always been a troublemaker, But once the Koza took over, he went from bad to worse. Now he is just an addict and a thief. I will be putting him out of his misery.
Okay, that's all. Right, let's go.
Farewell.
Let's go speak to Amila. Oh, he's down there. He's probably still in that bar.
Yes? Ah, look who it is. I will not waste your time. I already know what you have come to ask. You wish to inquire if there is any possibility of me apologizing to my brother. The answer is no. The duel shall go forward as planned.
Yeah, your apology doesn't have to be earnest. You seem eager to die.
Why are you so sure that I will die? I have been in plenty of scraps on the streets, and I am not some sheltered pushover like my brother.
It's your funeral, wow. I don't think apologising is going to work, is it? From speaking to his brother. Nothing good will come of this duel. What are you trying to prove?
You cannot just turn your back on family like Borhall has done to me. And now he wants to kill me. If he wins, I hope the guilt of what he has done will rot him from the inside out. And if I win, it is justice.
I don't think we're going to talk these two round, are we? Let's just keep playing along, though.
He is trying to kill me. Why should I be the one to apologize? Borhall likes to paint me as a ne'er-do-well. But what type of psychopath wants to kill their own brother? It is not fair. He should be the one begging for my forgiveness.
I want to ask you some personal questions.
Fine. But do try to be brief. I would prefer to be alone so that I may enjoy what could very well be my final moments alive.
What led to this divide between you and your brother?
I do not know. Perhaps him challenging me to a duel has something to do with it.
He seems quite guarded, doesn't he? Why do you refuse to apologise?
Do I have something to apologise for?
Kind of, yeah. You tried to sell your mother's ashes. As your second, you need to open up to me. You aren't giving me real answers.
Correct. You are my second, not my acquaintance. I do not wish to speak of these things with you.
Andreja, just answer the damn questions.
Just answer the damn questions, or I will make you answer.
Fine. Ask your questions again.
What led to this divide between you and your brother?
I had a wife once. I'm not going to flatter myself and pretend that I was a good husband, but I loved her. And she loved me. Appreciated me. Faults and all. I never felt like I had to prove anything to her. When I say to you that she was my world, my everything, I am serious. She was perfect. And somehow, she loved something like me. It was like living in a dream every day. Nearly a decade ago, she and I shared a perfect night. In what I had believed would be a lifetime of perfect nights. But when I kissed her cheek in the morning, my lips froze. She was cold. Stone cold. After my beloved's death, I made one bad decision after another. To Borhall's credit, he was almost always there for me. He even paid for the funeral expenses. But he could not stop me from taking to the bottle, no matter how hard he tried. Eventually, he gave up on me. My own brother. His love and understanding has been replaced with scolding. I am truly alone.
Yeah, okay, right, 2 options. So, well, we've learned that, look at his eyes filling up, wow. So his addiction was born out of grief. So we've got some tough love, or we can play along and give him mollycoddle him. I think we should, I'm edging towards tough love, you know.
If it were Borhall in my stead, I would forgive him, like a brother is supposed to do. Family is family. We are supposed to be there for each other, no matter what. I would never have deigned to challenge him to a duel. He cares more about respect, the family name, honor, everything, except for me.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about your wife.
Thank you. But no amount of condolences will bring her back.
Aren't you scared of dying?
Look at me. Really look at me. Do I appear to be someone that has much to live for? If I die, I die. Nothing to be scared of. Except giving Borhall the satisfaction of taking my life.
Be honest, do you want to die?
I suppose the thought has crossed my mind. Maybe it would be better to be dead. I could be with my wife. Well, if the Great Serpent would let me be with her. We're never the most devout in Dasra. I am not sure that I want to die, but there really is not much to live for, is there? But I am not just going to let Borhall end me. I cannot give him that satisfaction.
Okay, well, we can. I feel like could we go back to his brother? Do you really think you can kill Borhall?
As in, am I physically capable? Perhaps, if the Great Serpent wills it. Am I mentally capable? I believe so. I have never felt this fury within me before.
Right, okay.
All right.
Wars are a seemingly universal constant across cultures.
Yeah. I feel like maybe we should go back and speak to his brother.
Proceed.
Maybe we can convince him the grief that his brother is feeling. It's worth a shot. Gosh, look at him.
Greetings. What is it? I need to prepare.
Let's try this one again.
I will do no such. But instead, damn him.
Thought there might be an option maybe to talk to him about his brother's wife, but maybe it's in personal questions.
All right.
Ah, here we go. Amelia feels that you gave up on him after the loss of his wife.
Grot shit. I was by his side for years afterwards, supporting him. I was saddened by her passing, and I cannot imagine what Amelia went through during that time. But how many years am I expected to take care of him? To smack the bottles from his hand, to pay the bail when he was caught stealing. I have done more for him in 10 years than he has ever done for me in our lifetimes.
Interesting. So we did have one new option there.
Good day.
It feels like we're going to have to be jumping backwards and forwards. Let's see if we get any new conversation options now with Emila. When this is done, I'm going to... Yeah, we'll go back to the main quest, because I didn't think this was going to take this long.
If it is a bottle of gauze you need, Herald's Rest is the place.
Ah, look who it is. I will not waste your time. The answer is no.
Your apology doesn't have to be earnest. We didn't do that one, did we?
It does not matter. An apology is an apology, and I will not humiliate myself like that.
Let's see if we've got anything else in personal questions.
Make it quick, please.
That was weird.
Ah, look who it is. I will not waste... The answer is no. Why are you so sure? Make it quick, please.
That's weird. It doesn't allow me to do that option anymore. I guess we've exhausted all options here. Let's see if we can proceed it forward. It just says talk to them both. Must be another option, surely.
Ah, look who it is. I will not waste you. The answer is... It does not matter.
Alright, seems you've made up your mind. I guess that's all we can do.
Yes, I have. I am ready to fight and to die, if that is what the Great Serpent wills. Perhaps Borhall was depending on me being a coward. Perhaps he did not truly believe this duel would go on. Unfortunately for him, I am no coward.
The only option we didn't do was we didn't say you've had a hard life, did we? We chose the yeah, we didn't go with the pity option. Maybe that would have played it a little bit differently.
Emila has shamed us for the final time. What is it? I need to prepare. I will do not. But instead, damn him.
Oh, we didn't ask this, did we? Do you think Emil has a chance of beating you?
Not at all. I have served my time in the military. Emila's condition made him unfit for service. He may put up a good fight, but I will surely be the victor.
You sound a little bit too confident. Oh, we've got a new option here, soldier. What kind of soldier would duel their inebriated civilian brother? There's no honor to be gained by this.
Then where do we draw the line? If selling the remains of your deceased mother does not warrant a penalty of death, then we are living in a contemptible world.
That didn't change anything. That's just because I checked, selected the soldier background. One way or another, you have to worry about him soon.
Right. I take no pleasure in this. But after today, what he did, he needs to be dealt with. If that is all, you may take your leave.
Well, we didn't manage to talk them down. Maybe there is a way to do it, but we didn't find it.
How are you handling everything? How did you fare?
These brothers are stubborn and insane. The duel is still on.
As predicted, They have been blinded by scorn for one another. But you may still have a chance to halt any bloodshed. Listen to me very carefully. Your final duty as a second is to prepare the ceremonial drinks that the duelists will imbibe prior to the duel. As you are preparing the drinks, you will treat each cup with this tranquilizer. Borhall and Amila will be too weak to fight after drinking this. This duel is idiotic, we both know it. It is a needless loss of life during a crisis where there is already so much death. And the victor will rue his actions for the remainder of his life. You have one final chance to stop this.
You are placing both of their lives into our hands. This responsibility is not fair.
What is unfair about saving 2 lives?
What if I dose just one of the cups? Are you sure the tranquilizer is safe to use?
Theoretically, this should be safe.
I'm not so sure about this. Theoretically, it should be safe. Didn't really fill me with confidence there.
Tradition decrees that the second of the challenged prepares the ceremonial drinks. I, as the challenger's second, will lead the duelist in a final prayer. We must follow tradition closely so as to not arouse suspicion. If Borhall is wary of us, he will remove us as second and simply hire others. And the bloodshed will move forward unchallenged.
What if I dose just one of the cups?
That would be tantamount to murder.
Oh, so there is a chance that this could kill them. I wasn't suggesting putting both of them in one. Jeez.
Very good. Report to me when you are finished. May the Great Serpent aid us.
Tranquilizer me. Oh, hang on a minute. We have an option here. Tranquilizer Mila, Borhall, both or nobody. Right, well. Interesting. Right, we're gonna go with both. Hopefully this works, Danica, otherwise you have screwed me over and I've killed 2 people since being here.
Do not let Amila break you down. Is everything ready?
The ceremonial drinks are being prepared.
Then it is time to begin the duel.
Yes, finally. I am ready to do what must be done. The time has come. Amila, are you sufficiently prepared?
I am ready.
It is time. Nothing we can do now but observe and hope for the best.
To your health, brother.
And may the Great Serpent have mercy on your soul, Amila. What is this? What have you done to me, Amila?
I am affected as well, dear brother. I did not do this. I can
hardly see you in front of me.
What the hell is this? What did you do? What is this? Sabotage!
This duel was an asinine idea, Borhal. We put a stop to it. There is no use for needless bloodshed at times like these. We must come together, not kill one another.
You traitoress. You betray me. And then you lecture me.
Oh, enough of your grousing, Borhal. Your precious duel can wait. Or are you truly so determined to kill me?
Enough of your taunting. This is not over.
I am counting on that.
Remove yourselves. We must rest. But know that you have only delayed the inevitable.
That was a strange ending. Well, one of the strange endings. One ending, I should say. In many ways we could have played that, it seems. He still just stood out there.
Thank the Great Serpent. You did it. The tranquilizer worked and you saved them both. Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, this wasn't the happy ending I was expecting. Yeah, too right.
Nonsense. You've made the right choice. Their egos are bruised, but deep down they are both relieved. Come what may, we have narrowly avoided a bloodbath today. If they are stupid enough to try again, we will find another way to stop it. But I doubt that day will come.
Yeah, I'm not so sure this is the end.
Some of Amila's pessimism seems to have rubbed off on you. I want to thank you. You trusted me, and because of you, the brothers, my friends, are both alive. They are imbeciles, but better people than they seem. I am grateful for you. Please take this. It is admittedly not much compared to what you would have received if one of them had perished, but can you truly put a price on a human life? You are free to go. May the Great Serpent be with you. Always.
4,000 credits. Yeah, credits aren't really something I need, to be honest. Like any Bethesda game, I am practically swimming in them. Right, after that long detour, let's carry on with the main mission.
But our sins really so great.
Yes?
Want to talk to me? There we go.
Look who it is. You have made quite a stir. And given the state of things, that is a singular accomplishment. To what do I owe the honor, Vindicator?
Malibor says, work on the mourning device must proceed.
Did he now? How magnanimous. But approval is approval, and I will gladly take it. I will spare you much of the technical detail, as I confess that pieces of it I barely understand myself. One cannot help but notice the energy field around the scaled citadel. Until we can get through it, we cannot shut down the experiment inside, and it has proved quite impossible to get through. We had the beginnings of a plan to build a makeshift contraption to redirect grav drive energy to see if we could penetrate the barrier, but the project came to a halt. Politics got in the way.
This seems like the one time to set politics aside.
Every one of the houses needs to contribute, and every one realized they could potentially use it for leverage. What should have been a cooperative effort turned contentious. Easy decisions became negotiations. And so, construction never began. We have sat here, staring at this disaster as supplies pile up for well over a week now. Serpent help us, it is infuriating.
Yeah, not surprised. I've been here 10 minutes and the council's already annoying. No use complaining about the past, let's move forward.
Indeed. All must serve. I believe I've done enough complaining for now. Time to get to work. If you're here, the council has likely sent word to the houses that it's time to stop the infighting. I doubt it will be enough. I need to oversee construction here, make sure things are built to specifications. If you could follow up with the houses, that may speed up the process.
Okay. Well, yeah, I doubt they'll listen to me, but yeah, let's just get on it.
I appreciate that someone around here is eager to get to work. House Fetal owes us access codes for the city power grid. It's the only way to guarantee enough power to activate the device. House Kadik was supposed to provide a young scientist named Sahima to help me. She had at least some experience with the original Citadel experiment. No idea why they refused to send her. And Hasmek, the new elder of House Dulkef, he has been distant, guarded. He claims to have vital information about an important component of the experiment, but has withheld it until now. Help me get what we need, and we will see what we can do for the Speaker, and for House Varun. And I may have something that can help you in whatever trials the Serpent puts before you as we navigate this. We have been nearly overwhelmed with all that has happened over the last few weeks, but I have still spent some time doing my own research when I can. These phantoms, the vortex. Fascinating subject, really. If only there were some less disastrous way we could have discovered all this.
Yeah, fascinating isn't the word I would use to describe it.
I know. I have lost friends and colleagues myself. We have encountered several interesting phenomena. First, while the phantoms shift to a fully human form when killed, they often retain small shards that appear to be an almost crystallized version
that's
of
what they
vortex
are.
energy. Second, we have learned that killing the phantoms sometimes causes an even greater disturbance. Horrors, as they have been colloquially termed, can appear from somewhere. We are unsure of their origin, but it is not within our universe. These horrors and their spawn are infested with cysts, a seemingly organic manifestation of vortex energy. We have managed to collect
sound
enough
lovely.
to run experiments and have devised a method of combining them into an explosive mixture with varying properties. While they have no use in the development of the morning device, if you find yourself out in the field, I believe they could have more practical applications.
More bombs, why not? Demolitions. You had me at explosive mixture.
Well then, allow me to provide you with a few starting samples. The process is simple enough that any industrial workstation should suffice, if you have the materials. And depending on how you combine said materials, you may find the results to be somewhat variable. I hope you can use that to your advantage.
Interesting. You can now craft grenades using vortex shards. There we go. Right. So we got a item there, didn't we? Oh, lovely. Poison Warriors Varun Shimaz. Ah, so we have got a blade now. Does more damage the less armor one has. Randomly deals poison damage and slows the target. Right, so our next mission to align the houses. I want to get off this out of this city and start exploring this planet.
This area.
I knew we'd end up with as soon as I found out there was different houses, I knew there'd be petty squabbles. Always the way.
This is exactly the impression we don't want to give.
Please, Jamal. Don't you see how all this works in our favor? It's not up for discussion. We won't risk what we worked so hard to achieve. It's done. So, Ekris has sent our newest Vindicator to inquire about Sahima. Don't worry, Jamal's already told me all about you. I'm Razma, Elder of House Kadik and head of the Ministry of Conjunction.
It's an honor to meet the elder of a noble house. Bit of brown nosing. Let's get down to business.
You're right. It's not wise to waste time on pleasantries, especially now. Besides, who am I to argue with the Great Serpent's choice?
We need Sahima to help recalibrate the morning device.
I know the Council is looking to Sahima for answers, but the truth is, she's been taken, along with other members of the House. They're being held hostage by Zealots, and now they're demanding negotiations.
This is a major overreach. I have never known the Zealots to be so bold.
Tell me what the Zealots have demanded so far. Zealots don't negotiate, they kill on sight. How were the Zealots able to kidnap your people in the first place?
What happened to Dazra was a cataclysmic event. The city may seem in order now, but those first few days, it was chaos. And the Zealots took advantage.
What have they demanded so far?
The Zealots have yet to name specifics. At best, they'll demand an inordinate amount of credits or firearms. Worst case, a seat at the High Council or even the reinstatement of their house. House Maleen. They know we can't risk Sahima for Dazra's sake. So, they won't hold back when it comes to demands.
If I can get to the hostages first, the Zealots will have no leverage.
Aha. My thoughts exactly. Normally I'd have agents doing everything possible to find them. But we too suffered losses. We need to be here. Present. I couldn't risk more lives. It's the only reason I even agreed to these negotiations. But now that you're here, I can finally take action.
I'll bring Sahima and the hostages home, no negotiations needed.
And that's where the issue lies. I don't know where the Zealots are keeping Sahima, but I have a good idea who does. Their name is Merrick. Merrick is a Kadik, and they also work for me as an agent in the Ministry of Conjunction. This is where matters get...
Oh, it already wasn't complicated, was it? Right, go on then. If Merrick knows, how come you haven't forced him to tell you?
Once I made the decision to go through with the negotiations, it wasn't necessary. Now that the situation has changed, well, that's going to be your job now.
She don't like to do any work, this woman, does she? Hope you're not being lenient because Merrick's related to you.
It's not the family name that complicates matters here. As I said, Merrick works for me in the Ministry of Conjunction. They've been establishing an inside relationship with the Zealots for some time now. On my orders. Forcing them to give up the information could jeopardize all they've worked for. So don't expect them to be forthcoming. Get the information any way you see fit, as long as no physical harm comes to them.
Understood.
Zealots took your people, how can you remain so calm? Any tips on getting through to Mirek?
Mirek is proud of what they've accomplished, so I doubt they'll give up information easily. If being persuasive isn't your strong suit, perhaps appealing to their substantial ego may help. If you can stomach it. Just don't be direct. I'm sure it would put them on the defensive. Either that, or make them completely unwilling to talk.
Right, okay.
See that you do. You'll find Merrick upstairs in the meditation room.
You're no member of House Kadik. What are you doing here?
Whatever I want. I'm here to see you, actually.
And you are?
I'm in Vindictor, Michael.
Ah, the heretic turned promised. I was wondering when our paths would cross. So, tell me, what would a chosen one such as yourself want with someone like me?
I was told you know where the Zealots have taken Sahima. I'm looking for a certain Zealot base. I think you know one. I'll go with option 1.
I'm sorry. Did you say Zealots? Why would I know anything about such extremists? Absolutely ridiculous.
Razma sent me. She said you know where the Zealots are. You can drop the act. Razma told me about your position. Razma said you know, so out with it. Almost serving all that. It's not ridiculous. Razma told me you know. Let's go with option 1.
So much for confidentiality. I guess this means the High Council is still asking Auntie Razma where Sahima is. And if you're here making demands, she obviously has decided to make use of you rather than undergo sincere negotiations. I see what's going on here.
Then you know how important it is to reveal the location of the Zealot base. Very perceptive. I can see why Razma is so impressed with you. Well, she said try and play on his huge ego, so let's go with that one.
Well, I am one of the few to garner any amount of trust with the Zealots, so she should be. I can't imagine where the Ministry of Conjunction would be without me.
And at such a young age too, she must consider you a protege.
I do have a natural talent. It's nice to see I'm being properly recognized. I may excel in my skills, but it doesn't mean the hours I put in are any less.
Of course not. Good work takes time no matter how talented you are.
Exactly. There's still research, analysis, documentation. Too much documentation if you ask me. But altogether, I have the exact talents needed to do this job, which is why I was entrusted with the Zealots in the first place. I admit it hasn't always been easy. They are Zealots, you know.
I can't imagine how hard it must have been to earn the Zealots' trust. It takes a lot to do with the levels of stress you must be experiencing. Let's go with option 1.
You have no idea. I can't even tell you how much time and effort it's been to sway the Zealots my way. Not to mention the stress over my own personal well-being. I may be the best at what I do, but I'm not stupid. The Zealots do have the element of unpredictability.
You say they're unpredictable, so you know the danger Sahima and the hostages are in. Let's go with that option.
I was wondering when your own agenda would come into play. I've worked hard to obtain my position with the Zealots. And like I've told Rosma 1,000 times, I have no reason to believe they're going to hurt my dear cousins, especially Sahima. So, as far as I'm concerned, that information stays with me.
You really think the Zealots won't harm the hostages? When I find the location and rescue them, I'll let them know how much you cared. Fine, I'll find the location on my own. Well, I guess you have to try and persuade him now.
As much as I'd like to.
You really need to consider the dangers here. Oh, we have an auto-persuade attempt, actually. Let's use that. Let's cut the crap.
Perhaps you're right. Alright, I'll let you in on their location. But remember, you're the only one that knows. If word spreads, I'll know exactly who's to blame. The location you're looking for is Shadow Station Epsilon. It's an old Varun base that they've taken over for themselves. Rosma will know it. Let her tell you the details, seeing as how I'm about to be reassigned.
Thank you, this information will save lives.
It better.
Gosh, he was hard work.
You must have gotten the location.
Yes, they're being held at Shadow Station Epsilon.
Ah, yes, the old Varun military outpost. It's a remnant of the Serpent's crusade. If my intel is correct, you can find Shadow Station Epsilon in the Badlands, north of Dazra. I can send you the coordinates.
Yep, okay, yeah, do that.
The sooner the better.
We will do whatever is necessary to bring Sahima and the others back safely.
Now that we have a rescue mission underway, I'll speak to Merrick about setting up the negotiations. I expect them to be pliable after their last encounter with you. The current plan is to hold them at one of the geothermal power stations. Meet us there when Sahima and the others are safe.
Why this particular power station?
It's a fairly neutral location, and just the right distance from Dazra, so both parties will feel safe. The geothermal stations are also autonomous in nature, so we don't have to worry about unwanted eyes and ears.
Sounds good.
I see you have a grasp on how these types of negotiations work. I'll stall the Zealots as long as I can, which shouldn't be an issue. That being said, I'd still appreciate it if you could act quickly. Now, Jamal wants an update before you leave. Just don't let her distract you for too long.
Vindicator, a word before you go. Tell me, Vindicator, what do you know about the Zealots?
Religious fanatics who kill those that don't follow the Great Serpent.
An oversimplified observation, but correct nonetheless. The Zealots are widely frowned upon within our society. They're a remnant of the Serpent's crusade, days we'd like to forget. Has my dear sister given you any history on our house's relations with the Zealots?
Rasmus said Marek is working on establishing a relationship with the Zealots.
I'm surprised she even mentioned that much. Rasma would have everyone believe she only wishes to keep an eye on the Zealots, so the Council can make informed decisions. The truth is, she's had this particular group of Zealots under her thumb for quite some time. This is only a problem now because she's lost control. That is the real reason why Rasma hasn't informed the High Council, and I'm sworn to silence.
That sounds like an incredibly foolish plan.
So Razma doesn't want the council to know her true relationship with the Zealots.
Exactly. House Kadik already has a reputation for being sympathetic to the Zealots. But the truth is far worse. Razma wants the Zealots to back House Kadik, so the balance of power between the noble houses would shift to us. She's been employing them, paying them in supplies that aid their blind crusade.
Interesting. I find it hard to believe the High Council isn't aware of any of this.
The Council knows nothing of her work with the Zealots, and I aim to keep it that way. All elders have their own ambitions. I'm certain that's all they see. What none of us expected was the disaster that is the Scaled Citadel. The aftermath is what allowed the Zealots to grab Sahima and the others, flipping the balance of power in their favor. Razma has lost control and is putting House Kadik's reputation and power at risk.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to Sahima so Razma can take back control.
And that's what I wish to speak to you about. House Kadik shouldn't be associating with Zealots at all, except on an extermination level. But worse, we absolutely cannot be supplying them with ordnance of any kind. We need to cut ties with the Zealots altogether.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Taking this conversation isn't about giving you an update. Well, yeah, kind of.
Far from it. I want you to put an end to any connections between House Kadik and the Zealots. And while my position won't allow me to be blunt, I'll still make it clear. Should the hostages not survive, Razma would blame the Zealots and cut all ties.
An extreme sacrifice for the sake of your house.
Wow, jeez. Gosh, they give you some decisions to make, don't they, in this? I thought we need Sahima alive.
What we need is Sahima's research, which she has with her. You just need to bring it back.
Demand credits. We don't need money. That is... I don't know if I'm ready for that. That doesn't feel like doing anything different to what the Zealots would do if the hostages die. No, I'm not committing to anything just yet.
Think about it if you must. But if you care about your people, you'll come to the same conclusion as I have. And when you do, just know that we can't afford any loose ends. No witnesses. As far as everyone else is concerned, the hostages were dead when you arrived, and you exacted revenge in House Kadik's name.
If I care about my people, what people? Is murder everyone your solution to everything?
Of course not. But in this situation, it is the most effective means to an end. As a mediary, I am constantly weighing decisions based on both immediate and long-term consequences. This decision is awful, I know that. But the far-reaching consequences are worth the sacrifice.
Right, yeah. You think Zealots killed the hostages is a believable story?
Zealots are unpredictable, and their passion to their cause often makes them prone to violence. Whether the Zealots believe it or not matters little, but Razma certainly will.
Yeah, not sure about this.
I trust you'll make the right decision. Until then, I'll see you at the negotiations.
Wow.
I wonder what your presence here means for the Ministry of Conjunction.
Well, they don't have to put you at a crossroads, do they? Considering the lengths we went to try and stop two brothers that hated each other to kill each other, I think it would be curious if we now started by sacrificing innocent family members. So I think we know how we're going to play this. Assist House Kadik. Is that the only other option we've got now? Let's see what this one wants before we go out. Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, that's... because we've picked that house, I'm assuming we've got to finish this mission before we go and move on to the next one. In which case... let's do this. It doesn't actually look like it's that far away. Oh, new things to scan.
Do you see anything useful?
That's a good point, actually. I've just seen there. Rev 8. I could have driven that over. There we go. Hail pod. Fully scanned. Such an impressive location. Wow. How far away are we actually? Wondering whether we should. Well, that should be further to go back for our vehicle. And if we go back for it, we're going to have to go all the way around the outside. Let's carry on foot. Hunting Rocky Bone Crest. Doesn't sound too friendly, does it?
Unfamiliar environments should always be approached with caution.
Make a start on my scanning. They. It's fully scanned. Dear. Oh, I didn't mean to take that then. I thought I was scanning it. Oh, it's a Stroud Eklund ship. looks like we have... Looks like they're attacking me on sight, which isn't good. Nice turrets.
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but something.
That was me thinking we were coming here for peaceful negotiations. Let's clear the exterior before we move in. Really do with some med packs. Weapons workbench where we could make the grenades. I don't think it was it? No. modified Varun Longfang. Right, I think on that note, I'm going to end this episode here. So, yeah, it is getting late where I am, so I am really enjoying this so far. It's not what I expected it to be like when I got here. It kind of slowed the pace down a little bit, and it was very much about negotiation. And yeah, some of the people here seem like they're quite difficult to work with. So, but it's interesting how you can already play this mission very, very differently. So I'm interested to see how it kind of opens up as we progress through, and how, yeah, different decisions you make probably alter the course of what we're going to do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of this. I can't wait to start episode 2. So yeah, look out for that. I'm Mike the Gaming Dad, and I will see you next time.